Hey, what's up, everybody, and welcome to my Impact Wrestling review. The debut of Impact Wrestling on AXS TV tonight, and a lot of things are going on this show tonight. For their big show, they've been hyping this up for a long time now. I know Impact was kind of on both shows, well, technically both Pursuit and AXS TV, and pretty much throughout the coming weeks of AXS TV, they were playing most of the pay-per-views throughout the entire year. They had a special for This Is Impact last week to promote tonight's show. And since they are finally here, how did it come across, huh? What is the new thing that is going to be with Impact Wrestling when it now on AXS TV? Because I don't think they've really done anything. Like I said, I know last week was just the hype up for next week, but like the last legitimate show they really had was pretty much Bound for Glory, to which I went to live on pay-per-view. And what did we get tonight, huh? What do we see tonight from AXS TV? They had a good, pretty much intro video, pretty much talking about from the past, its present, and the future of this company, and everything. Pretty much, showing for the premiere of AXS TV. They pretty much went into the ring then with Don Callis and Josh Matthews as they were at Windsor, Ontario at St. Clair College, pretty much hyping up the show, what was going to happen tonight. I do want to say something about the, I guess, the new ring set and, the stage in a way. The stage kind of looks like what it did at Bound for Glory, basically, but I think it's the color scheme when you look at it, because if you look at the ring, there are red ropes, a lot of the lighting is red with, the logos of AXS TV and Impact Wrestling on there. With a red logo. In a way, if you want to say, it kind of goes back to the old school TNA when they were red at the time. I guess you can say that, and it's not blue anymore with Impact Wrestling, because that's kind of the color they've been kind of synonymous with for years now, it looks like, other than the whole GFW thing, but that's a whole different story. But blue has been mostly the color they have been pretty much been recognized with lately, but I guess they've now gone back to red because you've been seeing in the commercials for AXS TV, and they had a new video opening too, which is kind of like the video that was promoting for AXS TV also, but it was a good video package. So the ring looked good, the lighting looked good, and we did kick off the show with Marv Fuji from Pro Wrestling Noah versus Josh Alexander. This was a good match to kick off the show. Very competitive, back and forth. Pretty much great way to kick off the show with wrestling, other than just Matthews and Callis opening the show. It was a good match. Pretty much Marv Fuji won after hitting a super kick to Josh Alexander's head from under the knees. Pretty much he got the 2 count. He went for the slice of bread number 2 after another kick for the win. He offered Alexander a handshake. Fans chanted shake his hands. He was going to, but he stopped, and he was going to again until Ethan Page got in the ring and stopped him, and pretty much walked off then after that. But a good match for both Alexander and Marv Fuji. Crowd really kind of got hyped up into it, and it was a very enjoyable match. I will say that. I don't know how long Marv Fuji is going to be part of the Impact tapings, other than being a Bound for Glory. I thought it was going to just be a one-off, but he has been on this show before. But he had a very good match with Josh Alexander on there, so maybe we'll see what happens next after that then. OVE was arriving to the building as Callihan had a title match tonight in the main event in a cage, but pretty much security were there, pretty much telling them that Callihan can come in, but the rest of OVE is banned from the building. Fulton tried to grab security, but Callihan pretty much says, listen, let's take him to something to eat. You guys got the night off, all right? He has this handled on his own. Come back from commercial then. We went to the Rascals, of course, doing the whole That 70 Show in the Smoke Circle again. And what do they do in the Smoke Circle this time? Pretty much talk about, I guess, some woman, who was describing a woman? I think it was Dez or was it Wentz? Pretty much talking about this woman he met, and talking about she had this big rack and all this, and pretty so we're talking about your mother and everything. Once I believe Miguel came in, Trey Miguel, and they were talking till Father Ba came in. He said Ba, and then he says, "Listen, I know you can say more words than Ba, okay?" And he said maybe, and then next thing you know, they lit it up. Of course, they had to get high, I guess. And then next thing you know, Ba had glasses on. Now he could speak, pretty much in clear English. Talk about, bro, man, I left my bro TJP hanging, man. I let him down, all right. And I believe one of them said they quoted Gucci Man, pretty much saying, the man who has no sauce is lost, but the same man can be lost in the sauce. And hey, don't get lost in the sauce. So they were quoting Shakespeare and Gucci Man out there. And because, I believe next week Ba has a match against Michael Elgin, and he's worried. So I guess, I don't know, after that beatdown from TJP, maybe he's going to try to help him, even though we know TJP is currently in New Japan Pro Wrestling right now, part of the Super Juniors Tag Tournament. If you want to look that up, by all means, go do it, because that's where he is right now. So I guess he's not probably taping still, because he's in the tournament right now. But the Rascals, I hope they do something better with the Rascals other than, just sit around and do smoke jokes all day. Because going into Bound for Glory, they lost more matches than they won. And I was there, because everybody thought it was odd that why did they relegate them to the pre-show, which in a way was just taping a show for last week so they could show on TV, against Dr. Wegner Jr., Aerostar, and Taurus. So I hope something better for Rascals happened, because I remember their match being promoted for Bound for Glory, even though it was just kind of random. But it ended up being on the pre-show then, and I just think that was a problem with everybody. So I want to see more from the Rascals, though, other than just be joke guys. They're great in the ring, all of them, especially Dez, but I want to see more from these guys, especially being on the new network now. They got to do something and, get high every week. One thing I thought that was strange when they went to a 6-woman tag, only Rosemary had an entrance and not the champion for some reason, but Rosemary, Jordan Grace, and Alexa Nicole went against Taya Valkyrie, Kiera Hogan, and Madison Rayne. I thought it was just odd they didn't show an entrance for the champion, but the match was good. I didn't think it was bad. It pretty much ended up with Jordan Grace getting the roll-up inside cradle on Taya Valkyrie, so at least they're trying to keep her more in contention for the Knockouts Championship belt, because I really don't know who else can really face not Jordan Grace, but who else can face Taya Valkyrie right now for the title. So maybe they are moving Jordan back into the fold, because I don't really know what Jordan Grace is really doing around lately, just kind of out of just doing random matches. I don't know what she really was doing. So at least looks like she's going back for a title hunt. They show footage for RVD turn on Rhino. And then next thing you know, they went to RVD pretty much in a hot tub with his girlfriend, Katie Forbes. One thing they kept doing when they were playing his promo, it's like they were like editing it out at the same time with the video going in and out like a cassette player or VHS set. And Van Dam pretty much says, you wanna know where I came up with my moves? This guy, okay? Pretty much he pointed himself or his head, and he said, no, these current generation of wrestlers, they all got their moves from me, which he is right in a way. Pretty much, he said wrestling is on 6 days a week, which it really is on 6 days a week. Wrestling is almost like an everyday thing, which when you think about it, really is, because it's like it doesn't stop. Come on, Monday, then today. If you watch Dark and NWA, that's like 3 wrestling shows, counting Impact also. AEW and NXT tomorrow. SmackDown on Friday. If we think about it this week, Blood Money is on Thursday, but I don't think a lot of people are going to watch that. Or any other wrestling show you watch, it's almost damn near an everyday thing, but he's right 6 days a week. And pretty much says there will be no Kenny Omega, no Daniel Bryan, or Young Bucks without him, which he is right. They kind of copied his style in a way when you think about it. RVD pretty much said he tried to change, he says the landscape and the landscape has changed, and he pointed out the size difference. He pretty much told Rhino, when you need CW, whenever you need CW, who's the guy? Pretty much him, because he said Rhino wants an apology. So he tried to find him one, but he's not gonna apologize though, because he pretty much said he's the guy, and that's why he's the whole effing show. And he did Rob, his Rob Van Dam thing. And his girlfriend pretty much, shook her titties for a minute. She had a bikini on, but they were shaking though, okay? But RVD in the hot tub, just cutting a promo. I thought that was good. Maybe heel Van Dam was gonna work. I'm starting to think that. I thought it looked cool. So I don't know, man. RVD's divorce tour continues because I don't know how many girlfriends this guy has, but the man is on a roll right now. It's okay. It's Van Dam, but I did like his promo. You know, they kept editing out and stuff, but it was good. They played a Michael Elgin video package. Rich Swan and the Mac. Swan had like a Sergeant Pepper's jacket coming out there. Went against the Desi Hit Squad, Raj Singh and Rohit Raju. Where was Shira? Where was he? Basically, this was a good match, but it was pretty much a way to showcase Swan and the Mac. They had a new finisher, like a spinning net breaker. Is Mac pretty much like he yelled at Raju, and you know, Swan did the neck breaker from the top rope. Desi Hit Squad lose again. I'm not surprised. So you know, Swan and Mac just win the match. I don't know about Desi Hit Squad right now. Like I said, where was Shira tonight? Rhino was in the back, arriving to the building, pretty much pissed off, wanting to know where RVD was. And then pretty much he just looked in the camera and says, you know what? He says, I'm not going to just Gord Van Dam. I'm going to beat you in every inch of your life. And at turning point, he says he's going to kick his ass. Moose was cutting a promo from a golf course. Pretty much talked about his football career and how, you know, his wrestling career right now, how he's at the top of his game, and he beat the best MMA fighter in the world. Well, he became the best MMA fighter in the world by beating Ken Shamrock at Bound for Glory. And now he's going to show everyone how golf is easy and to hit a hole-in-one. He had a nice swing until he just kind of walked up wondering why these guys are even still playing here. And he says, where's the ball? Where'd you take the ball, huh? I made a hole-in-one. Where's the ball, okay? He kept looking for it. And pretty much he knocked one of the guys into the sand. And he put the ball into the hole, and then the guy pretty much says, oh, yeah, it's a hole-in-one, man. It's a hole-in-one. It says, good man. And, you know, you'll see Moose return back to Impact next week. So we'll see what goes from that. Ken Shamrock came out talking about what happened at Bound for Glory. That he did everything he could to defeat Moose, but him and Frank Trigg used every trick in the book to beat Shamrock and Bound for Glory. And he was about to make a big announcement and everything as he talked about what was going on. But next thing you know, Joey Ryan came out, which I didn't even know where this was about to go. But Shamrock was confused. Of course, Ryan has to blow pop and everything. And he talked about Shamrock, and you said, you know, pretty much said that Shamrock has only one more mountain to climb. Shamrock says, I know who you are. Ryan pretty much says, I'm the guy that's making wrestling fun again. I wouldn't really agree with that statement. Honestly, that's a reach for you to even say that, okay? It's going to make wrestling fun again. Okay. Yeah, make it look fucking stupid. Shamrock pretty much says, I know you are. You're that penis guy, right? And pretty much says, oh, you're a fan. And he said, I wouldn't go that far. But Ryan said he was pretty funny. Shamrock says, I'm a real fighter. You're just a gimmick. You're a little stiff, no pun intended, but I'm not going to touch it, and I can beat the hell out of you. Pretty much, Ryan said you're afraid to, and he says, because I know who could tap out quicker. Shamrock tapped quicker than he did to a Gracie choke. Shamrock says, you know what? I didn't come out here to retire. That wasn't going to be an announcement. I'm coming out here to put Impact on notice. Pretty much says, I'm not going to play your game. I'm going to snap your ankle. And then Ryan pretty much said that next week it's going to be the world's most dangerous man versus the world's most dangerous manhood. Joey Ryan went for a handshake. Shamrock was going to shake it, but Ryan tried to put his hand on. Joey Ryan tried to put Shamrock's hand on his dick, and Joey Ryan left. Okay. Okay. Why is this a match? You know, I don't even know why they have Ken Shamrock. How much are they paying Ken Shamrock to do this match? I really want to know, because how is this guy now going from what he did at Bound for Glory, which, you know, his match can be debatable, however you want to take it, but I think, you know, he did good out there in the ring at Bound for Glory, and I think he was really putting it all and having this great feud with Moose, to now fighting the dick guy. And this just feels like a weird transition, okay? Now, if Ken Shamrock was facing someone else top in the company, okay. But why is he doing joke matches with Joey Ryan? Okay, I don't know. And I saw a lot of people say, well, they're reintroducing the character of Joey Ryan and everything. And I'm like, really? I think people know enough who he is with all the dick shit and everything. But do I really want to see this match? Not really. I honestly don't. I don't really know where this is going to go. And I guess we'll find out next week where it goes. But the fact that Shamrock is facing this guy is... I didn't think he would even agree to this, to be honest. I honestly didn't, because I just think it looks fucking stupid, okay? You've already heard what I've had to say about the whole Joey Ryan dick thing. I've said it before many times. I thought it was funny at first, but it just kind of got ridiculous to me. And I don't even know. I don't know how far they can go with this even on TV now, to be honest, especially for AXS TV. So I don't know how far they can take this. I know Joey Ryan gets away with this shit on the indies, but how far is this going to go? And I'm surprised they even signed him to a contract. But Ken Shamrock versus Joey Ryan, I don't feel like I'm really looking that much forward to it, because this just feels like an odd transition. It really does, that this guy went from Moose now to him in a series feud now to this joke. Hopefully this match is done as quick as possible with Shamrock and Joey Ryan. I will say that. Next, Ace Austin versus Eddie Edwards in a street fight. The title is not on the line, but this was a good brawl out there, okay? Of course, Eddie pretty much went charging on into Ace Austin. They brawled for a second. He went back up the stage to get some weapons with a trash can in, putting it on Ace Austin's head, knocking him off, saying it was going to knock the purple off of it. Josh Matthews and Don Callis argued, of course, of, Ace trying to bang Eddie's wife and everything. But as, the match pretty much went on, Reno Scum had tried to get involved. Then Eddie took them out, putting one of them through a table, doing his belly-to-belly suplex in the ring. And pretty much Eddie Edwards came back. And one thing I did like was when, I don't know what weapon he was holding. I think it was a trash can. But Edwards pretty much did a... Ace Austin pretty much did like a leg drop on the top rope on Eddie and knocked him into the trash can then. He went for kendo stick in right after that. He was trying to hit him with it. Austin had blocked it with the X Division title belt and knocked him down with it. He broke the kendo stick in half then after that. He was going to go for the fold, but Eddie Edwards, which I thought this looked cool, by the way, he threw a trash can at Ace Austin, which, Ace Austin actually landed in the trash can. So he got caught inside the trash can, and Eddie pretty much took a chair. He started hitting him while he had his head in the trash can then. After that, they had a table then. The table then set up. Eddie had Ace Austin on the top rope, but Austin pretty much kicked him off of it then. And I guess he had like a steel plate on his hand wrapped to it. Eddie tried to fight it off, but Austin ended up hitting him with it anyways, and he did the fold through the table and won the match. This was good, I will say that. The crowd was into Eddie Edwards, I will say that. I'm just kind of personally done with Crazy Eddie. I don't know where it's going anymore, and it's just I feel like it's really going nowhere. I don't know, man. I like Crazy Eddie at first, but I kind of want him to go back to regular Eddie Edwards at this point. But this was a really good match for him and Ace Austin. No, I will say that it was enjoyable. But I don't even know how long this feud is going to keep going on between these two. And I figure Austin win anyways because he is the new X Division champion. So there you go. They went, and this is where it's another thing that was kind of weird. Of course, they went back to like the footage of Su Yung and Jessica Havoc brawling back in Mexico. And Havoc ended up killing Su Yung with a noose, and then next thing you know, the doctors tried to revive her, and they gave up, and they left her dead until she arrives then. But then Su Yung, she was watching the footage, I guess. I didn't know who this girl was at first, but she was in all white, and the Deaners were there, and she says, "My name is Susie," and they didn't know who she was. She says, "Su Yung, what are you doing here?" and everything. She said she didn't know, but it felt like she had to be here then. So she pretty much had no makeup, no undead bride. She just had all white on and everything in a dress, and just like none of the crazy face paint and stuff. And Su Yung said it was nice to meet them. pretty much the Diener said, you know, that was terrifying, but they still thought she looked pretty hot though too. Well, she's hot now. I don't know where this is going with Su Yung. I'm surprised this is even still happening because I kind of forgot about Su Yung for a minute because they technically did kill her, but now she's what, being reincarnated or something. She came back to life and her name is Susie now. I don't know where this is gonna go. I don't know what to expect to happen, but I guess we will see what does happen from this then, because I was surprised she came back to life. So this was something I was kind of, it was a little bit kind of weird. So she came back from the dead. Johnny Swinger trying to hit on Alicia Edwards, saying she could, you know, get booked by Don Owen and Don Owen in the territory days in Portland. Ace also pretty much said, hey, this is a married woman. She doesn't need you, no sleazy man trying to hit on her, and pretty much there's a lot of rats in the sea. Ace Austin pretty much says, listen, I won the title. You didn't come to my party. Alicia thinks she had to deal with Eddie and everything, but also said, listen, I put Eddie over behind me, and I think you should do the same. And he invited her to dinner then, and, you know, just be his co-workers, all right? We'll just sit and talk, and, of course, Ace Austin did that smirk, because sooner or later, the guy is making porno films, and now he's may bang his wife soon enough. They hyped up next week's show, but it was time for the main event for Sami Callihan versus Brian Cage for the World Heavyweight Championship. This was a really good match, a very good one. Do I think it was better than that match at Bound for Glory? Possibly in a way. Because, you know, looking at this match and the one at Bound for Glory, there was difference. This was a cage match out here. Pretty much as Cage even came to the ring, Callihan kicked the door into his face. Callihan pretty much tried to get Cage, but Cage ended up powerbombing him into the steel cage itself. And pretty much long darting him into the steel to the outside. Callihan was able to fight him off and get back into the ring, locking Cage out. But Cage climbed the cage like it was nothing, pretty much jumping in. It looked pretty cool, by the way, to start the match up. Both guys started brawling with each other. And then after that, Callihan, one thing he said that, you know, on his vest, like it had Melissa written on it to pretty much take a shot at Cage. Cage started pretty much bleeding from his head then during this match. Callihan had pretty much targeted it. He used his baseball bat to knock Cage, you know, jabbing in there and stuff. Cage pretty much kind of came back, going at Callihan, taking him down. Of course, Callahan's going to spit at him and stuff. He hit the power driver for the first time, but Cage kicked out at one. Cage ended up powerbombing him then, and he powerbombed him to the cage. He was going to go for the drill claw, but Callihan pretty much tried to roll him up then after that. And he went for 3 more power drivers on Brian Cage, but it did not work. Fans chanted "Fight Forever" then. They pretty much went to the ropes as Cage, you know, he pretty much took down Callihan. He started climbing the cage, but Callihan and Cage were on the top rope. Cage started headbutting him as much as he could, but Callihan pretty much kicked him in the head, and then after that, he went back up and then hit him with 1 more power driver, the 5th power driver, to beat Brian Cage clean for the win, becoming the new World Heavyweight Champion, or the Impact World Champion, but he is the new World Champion now, Sami Callihan. Sami Callihan pretty much kissed the belt then. He beat Brian Cage clean, but then next thing you know, Tessa Blanchard's music hit as she walked out, and they pretty much both had a stare down then to close the show. Overall, I thought the main event was good. Did I think Callihan was going to win the cage match itself to become the champion? In a way, I did, just because they didn't take the belt off of him. You know, they didn't take the belt off of Cage at Bound for Glory. I felt he should have won the pay-per-view, because, you know, I was there and I thought he really would have won it. But when they kind of did the whole, you know, when Callihan pretty much, you know, hit Melissa with a glass bottle and power driving in the ring, Cage kind of needed the win anyways to come back from this. But now, since, you know, that after happened last week, Callihan sending OVE to his Cage's house and everything, I guess they had one more match, and Callihan ended up winning the champion clean against Cage too. And, you know, pretty much the Tessa thing, which I feel like now this was the inevitable in a way. I think a lot of people saw this coming, but now it's gonna be in a different perspective. I don't know where Cage goes from here. To be honest, I don't know if he's ever going to get a rematch from this or anything, because it looked like they're immediately moving Tessa Blanchard into that spot now against Sami Callihan for the world title, which I knew this was gonna come back sooner or later, and I think a lot of people have just been saying, and someone told me this too. Are they just gonna pull the trigger on Tessa Blanchard becoming the world champion? I'm 50-50 on it in a way, but I was like some other people. As long as she doesn't really beat Cage for the title, because a lot of people think it would have just looked unbelievable anyways. And we've seen Callihan and Blanchard involved, but I know some people that do want her as champion, but some don't. So it's a 50-50 thing, but I feel like this match was going to come sooner or later. I don't know what's going to happen. Maybe at that Hard to Kill show in January, if they build it up long enough, which I'm sure they can do really well, but we'll see from that. But, you know, Callihan, no, I will say this. I'm glad he's the World Heavyweight Champion. He is like one of pretty much the top guys in this company in general, and he has done a lot of things ever since he came in and gotten over and stuff. So I'm glad he won the championship. I really am. I'm seeing a lot of people done it because I think a lot of people say his hard work has finally paid off for him, and you know he is now the world champion on the show and everything for Impact. And I think it's a big move, okay? Did I think he was going to win in Bound for Glory? Yes, I did. But it didn't happen. But I guess they waited till tonight for the debut of AXS TV. So what a way to kick off a debut, especially on your new network, by crowning a new World Heavyweight Champion. That is Sami Callihan. So thumbs up, thumbs down. But it's a thumbs up for him winning the championship. You know, I figured they had to take the belt off of Cage anyways. Listen, I was always kind of 50-50 on Cage's title run, and they've addressed themselves. The problem with Cage throughout his whole title run is that he was just hurt throughout most of the time. That was just the problem. Like, it's not like he was a bad world champion. It's just injuries was just really kind of holding the guy back, okay? That's what really stopped it. And I just kind of figured they were going to put the belt on Callihan because Callihan is like one of the top people you have in this company right now, okay? He's probably one of the most over people. And this was the right choice of putting the world championship on him. So I got no problem with him winning, okay? I wanted it Bound for Glory, but at least we got it tonight. And it was on the debut of AXS TV. Like I said, I don't know when this match with Tessa Blanchard is gonna happen, but this was going to be the inevitable. And I'm sure a lot of people saw this coming. So we'll see what happens from that then. But overall, I think this was a very good show. I think it was a great way to kick off for the new network for AXS TV. I'm glad they're off that pursuit bullshit. I don't know if everybody has AXS TV, depending on what cable provider you get, but at least it's a little bit more accessible for people to find and watch on TV. They probably are still doing the Twitch thing, but number one, I'm glad they're not in 10 to 12 o'clock, or I'm sorry, 9. Over here it's like what, from 9 and 11. I'm glad it's at the primetime slot. I'm glad it's on a Tuesday night. I'm glad it's from 7 to 9. I don't gotta wait late into the night. I don't have to wait on a Friday night, especially right after SmackDown, to watch another wrestling show and everything. So I think this is a perfect day of the week for them. I honestly do. This is a very perfect day of the week for Impact Wrestling. You know, for this show, and I don't know what the ratings are going to look like for AXS TV, because there's a lot of wrestling shows on AXS TV anyways, including Impact Wrestling with New Japan and WoW and everything on Saturdays. But like I said, Tuesday nights was the best time slot they could think of, and it's from 7 to 9. It's on a prime time. It's not a graveyard shift. It's a prime time slot, so we'll see where this goes. But it was a very exciting night, and I was looking forward for this for a while. And I thought they put on a really great show. It was very solid. I enjoyed the main event. I enjoyed Callihan winning the world championship. I even enjoyed Eddie Edwards and Ace Austin in their street fight. Alexander and Marv Fuji was a good match too. The only thing I'm not really on with this show that really kind of bothered me is just having Ken Shamrock go against Joey Ryan. I think that's probably one of the only things that bother me. It just doesn't make sense. This guy went from moves, now he's fighting the dick guy now. So I don't know where this is gonna go, but I'm sure there'll be a lot of shenanigans next week when it happens. That just probably wasn't my best point for this show. All right, but we'll see what happens next week. But I'm out of here. I'll see you guys later. Comment, subscribe. Tell me what you think of the show. Tell me what you think about Impact. Did you watch the show tonight itself? And I don't know, just comment, subscribe, and tell me what you thought. All right, what did you think about their new debut for AXS TV? Because it was a big night, I will say that. But other than that, I'm out of here. I will see you guys later. Peace out. Comment, subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at HoodNight890. I'm out of here. I will see you guys later. Peace out.